In a slum on the outskirts of Buenos Aires, a boy was born who would make the entire world fall in love with football. In 1960, in a poverty-stricken neighborhood called Villa Fiorito, Diego Armando Maradona was born. A leaking roof, 6 siblings, and a laborer father whose hands bled every night. His mother washed clothes during the day and prayed at night that her children wouldn't go to sleep hungry. But amidst all the darkness, there was a light, a boy who turned dusty streets into World Cup stadiums with just a plastic ball. He understood football before he could even speak properly. At just 8 years old, a talent scout spotted a small boy doing things with a ball that no adult could. He wrote down his name, Diego Maradona, a tiny miracle. With his entry into the team Los Cebollitas, Maradona's magic began. His small frame didn't hold him back. In fact, it became his greatest strength. Nimble, ruthless, fast. Diego didn't just play football, he made the ball dance. He wasn't just a footballer, he was a magician, enchanting the ball every time he touched it. His teenage years flew by like a rocket. At 15, he made his debut for Argentinos Juniors senior team. He scored, assisted, and with every touch, the crowd seemed to hold its breath. At 16, he was called up to the national team and earned the nickname the Golden Boy. When he joined Boca Juniors, he became a hero for the working class. He breathed the same air they did. He ran for them, fought for them. But the world was bigger than Argentina. When Maradona arrived in Naples, people cried, not from joy, but from hope. In 1984, the southern Italian club Napoli, one of the poorest and least successful in Serie A, made a bold move. They signed the young, controversial Argentine star for a record fee. When Diego arrived, people hung flags from balconies. Streets were flooded with flowers. Maradona didn't just play football in Naples, he gave the city dignity. He made the poor proud. On the pitch, he humiliated rich northern teams. Naples, with Maradona, won their first ever Serie A title. Later, they would also claim a UEFA Cup. A starving city was suddenly full. But under the surface, another life was unfolding. Late-night parties, rumored mafia connections, drugs, and scandal. A small man, 2 magical feet, and a wounded nation behind him. In Mexico, Maradona became immortal. Argentina was still licking the wounds of the Falklands War. The people were poor, but they had hope in one man, the boy from the slums. Against England, Maradona first scored with his hand. He called it the hand of God. Outrage followed. But just minutes later, he scored what many call the greatest goal in football history, the goal of the century. He lifted the World Cup. People wept. A nation healed. Maradona was no longer just a player. He was a savior. When a god falls, the whole world watches. Fame devoured Maradona. Cocaine addiction, endless parties, secret affairs, and children hidden from the world. The media turned their hero into a monster. In Naples, he failed a drug test and was suspended. He tried to come back, but he was no longer the boy from Villa Fiorito. His eyes were tired, his heart heavy. The media rejected him. Football authorities turned their backs. And the people? They still loved him, with tears in their eyes. He always came back because people still believed he was a god. In the 2010 World Cup, Maradona returned, this time as Argentina's head coach. On the sidelines, he cried, screamed, laughed. Argentina didn't win, but the people fell in love again. Later, he managed small clubs in Mexico and Argentina, not for trophies, but for life. His body was weaker, but his heart still belonged to the game. He was no longer chasing glory, he was chasing meaning. In November 2020, his heart stopped, but Diego never truly died. Maradona passed quietly. The world roared in grief. Millions mourned across Argentina. In Naples, silence fell like a sacred ritual. Controversy followed about doctors, lawyers, negligence, but none of that mattered to the people. Maradona was not perfect. He was human, with all his light and darkness. He failed, he rose, he fought, he wept. But more than anything, he was real. Maradona was no angel, but he was the most human God we ever knew. From dirt fields to golden trophies, from the love of a nation to exile, from plastic balls to World Cup glory, Maradona wasn't just a footballer. He was a mirror of life itself, full of dreams, flaws, pain, love, and redemption. And still today, the ball rolls. Somewhere, a kid in the street shouts his name, Maradona!